The Liberty Festival, opening the festival in Stroud, the 15th of September 2012 with Reg Cobb and Rob Rees.
Today we are here because we're having the Liberty Festival, which is for people with disabilities to celebrate their abilities and achievements. We want to focus rather on what people can't do to what they can do. Today we have Peter Reed joining us, who is an Olympic gold medalist, and we also have somebody else local, James Brown. He is a medalist Paralympian, so congratulations to him, a bronze medal. Unfortunately, he texted me to say that he couldn't come because he missed his flight, so I'm afraid that's not going to plan today. But why are we here? If I can give you an example, I was talking to a friend the other day who said he was visiting a lady who was very passive and she was always stuck at home, didn't go out because she had barriers, but she expected those barriers to be there. We want to focus on people's ability and make them think about what they can do rather than what they can't, to give disabled people more confidence and encourage them to do things. And recently with the Paralympics, that showed everybody's abilities, and these people became on a par with the Olympians. And another example I read recently, because I'm a deaf person and I know about deaf issues, and 36% of excuse me, 36% of, I heard that, 36% of deaf children can't swim. And the reason for that is because they can't access sports clubs and classes because of communication. There's no access to communication there, so therefore they don't learn to swim, which is awful. That's just an example, although and Stroud Access Group, of which I am the chair. By the way, I should introduce myself, shouldn't I? I'm Reg Cobb, the chair of Stroud and District Access Group, which is a very small organisation of disabled people who campaign and try to inform people about access issues. You know, it could be visually impaired people, wheelchair users, etc. We're fighting for access. The previous chair worked very hard with his team, doing lots of campaigning, but now we think the time is for change, and we rather want to inform people now about access issues, to try to make them understand, to make them aware of what the issues are. So hopefully that will be less strenuous as well. We want to look at design of things, we want to look at policy, we want to look at building design and things like that. So we don't just want to go for the norm, like Vitruvian man, you know, to fit inside that standard box. Because everyone's different, we're all different shapes and sizes. Some are big, some are small, some are tall, some are wheelchair users, some people can't see. So I want everybody to go home and think about how you can design things and create policy differently. So I hope you will all enjoy today and watch our performances. We're also in the George room. We have different activities on today, so please enjoy the day. I would like to introduce, however, before you drift off, a famous Cotswold chef who's worked very hard, and he is here because he's the CEO of Wiggly Worm, which is a county-wide college that supports disabled people in catering profession. So I'd like to welcome Rob Rees.
We developed, our charity, the Wiggly Worm, developed a project that works with people that are different for whatever reason. Drug and alcohol addiction, disability, mental health conditions, you name it, we do it. And we simply just treat everybody the same. as what most people call an asset-based approach. Treat people with respect, and you'll get respect back, and you'll get benefit, and you'll get encouragement, and you'll get a much happier, better environment. So, to me, it's like common sense. To GPs, it's like rocket science. So, we were then approached to run the Bistro at National Star College, an amazing, inspirational place where they are dealing with young people with disability. And what I really learnt there, and that's what we should all start to understand, is disability can happen to any one of us at any point, at any time in our lives. And we need to see that and learn that if we give people their respect, they will give us the respect back, and we will be looked after and we'll be able to flourish. Now, the young people that we work with at Star, one example, Joe, 18, happened to have a brain tumour. Now this guy works 10, 15 times as hard to do the same job that I can do just like that. Now if you imagine if every able-bodied person put the same amount of effort and energy into doing the tasks that they're asked to do, think how strong our economy might actually be. Think how strong our working environments may actually be. It would be wonderful to see it. I see young people with disability, older people with disability, but what I actually see is their skills, their personality, their energy, their enthusiasm, their passion, their get up and go to be the best at what they possibly can be. The Paralympics is inspirational, was inspirational, but they are absolutely super elite athletes. And the scale of disability across the board is much, much wider than what we actually saw in the Paralympic Games. So we have to find ways in which employers, businesses, start to understand how they can do better about disability and see the skills that everybody has. Now that simply could mean use of technology. We were just talking about for people who are deaf, the joy of now having iPhones and video conferencing and things like that. Instead of we're talking about printing things on yellow paper instead of white paper to help people with dyslexia. The simplest of changes in every single workplace could make a huge difference to the strength of this economy just by people giving other people respect that they deserve as proper human beings. I think NBC should hold their head in shame in America for not showing any live coverage of the Paralympic Games. America not showing anything about disability, and they claim to be the greatest country in the world. Well, not in my book, not in my book. Britain has the opportunity to absolutely embrace the energy of the Paralympics, to take it right down to a local level like Reg is doing here in Stroud and across the county, and making sure everybody is embraced in exactly the same way. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a brilliant day. You're going to see comedy, you're going to see dance, you're going to learn to sign just like this. But keep hold of the enthusiasm and do something about it when you go back to your school or your workplace. Don't ignore it.
Film and edit by Philip Booth. More films of the Liberty Festival coming soon to www.stroudcommunity.tv.